The views and opinions expressed on this show are that of the host and do not represent the views of Cryolotto Records and its parent company or Felony in Progress. This show features strong language. Listener discretion is advised. What fucking planet is this? How the hell did I even get here? You will all be turned into food.
I was the third brother of five, doing whatever I had to do to survive. I'm not saying what I did was alright. Trying to break out of the ghetto was a day-to-day fight. Being down so long, yet nothing crossed my mind. But I knew there was a better way of life, and I was just trying to find. You don't know what you do until you're put under pressure. Across 110th Street is a hell of a tester. Across 110th Street, pimps trying to catch a woman.
Hello, kiddies, and welcome back to Open Air Sonar. I know we missed a week, folks, but, we had some technical difficulties. We had some bad chords, truthfully, and had to toss them out. But we are all fixed now, and I trust everyone had a good couple of weeks. And if not, I really don't give a fuck. So, yeah, there you have it. But, hey, at least I'm back with you, right? So, let's go ahead and read an email from Constance in Boise, Idaho. Constance goes on to write, I like your show and your taste in music and was wondering where you stand on hip-hop and if you have any plans for a future show. Thank you for your time, Constance. All right, Constance, where do I begin here? I like hip-hop. At least I used to like hip-hop before, it all became about hoes and money and cars and flash. I like the real stuff, days of Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five, the Sugar Hill Gang, just raw talent there. Even the NWA, ATL, Too Short, it was great stuff. But I think somewhere along the lines, things got blurred, and I think it kind of lost its flavor with me. It's just really not my thing anymore. But I do listen to, some bands that are hip-hop. Like I listen to, Deltran 3000. I really like this other thing called Gasoline out of Europe that is really, really good. It's called abstract hip-hop, but it's tasteful, and it's got soul, but who knows, we don't have any future plans for a hip-hop show, but maybe our producers can put something together and we can do something. So anyway, kiddies, let's buckle up and I'm going to take you guys on like an amazing journey here. We're going to go from Georgia to Motor City to Philadelphia, and we are going to lay down soul. So when I was young, I lived in a really small town, and my father was an avid record collector, and which is where I'm sure I got the itch myself. But he had this big-ass Kenwood stereo, man, and he would take the giant speakers and he'd put them out on the front porch, man, and he'd throw on, like, really good soul music, and people from all the neighborhood would come by and just have a really good time. And I think that is what really turned me on to soul. And, it was a mix between blues and gospel, and when the two came together, the product was magical. And so, without further ado, let's go ahead and lay down our first pick. So this is the father of soul, Ray Charles, with I Got a Woman from his 1957 release, Hallelujah, I Love Her So. Stick around, people, and we'll pick this thing apart and see where this journey takes us. You're listening to Open Air Sonar.
Well, I got a woman way over town that's good to me. Oh yeah, say I got a woman way over town, good to me. Oh yeah, she give me money when I'm in need. Yeah, she's a kind just for me. Oh yeah, she says loving early in the morning just for me. Oh yeah, she says loving just for me. Oh, she loves me so tenderly. I got a woman way over town that's good to me. Oh yeah. She's there to love me both day and night. Never grumbles or fusses, always treats me right. Never running in the streets and leaving me alone. She knows a woman's place is right there now in her home. I got a woman way over town that's good to me. Oh yeah. Say I got a woman way over town that's good to me. Oh yeah. Oh, she's my baby. Don't you understand? Yeah, I'm a lover man. I got a woman way over town that's good to me. Oh yeah. Don't you know she's all right? Don't you know she's all right? She's all right, she's all right. Oh yeah.
I'm sorry, that was my mistake. It's the 1955 release of I Got a Woman from Ray Charles. The song builds on It Must Be Jesus by the Southern Tones, which Ray Charles was listening to on the radio while on the road with his band in the summer of '54. He had a member of his band, trumpeter Reinhold Richard, penned a song that was built along a gospel, frenetic pace with secular lyrics and a jazz-inspired theme and rhythm and blues. And the song would be one of the prototypes for what would later become, termed as soul music after Charles released What I'd Say nearly 5 years later. But it's just a great song all the way around. Not to mention, all the super talented people that, Ray always surrounded himself with. He always cited Nat King Cole as a primary influence. But his music was also influenced by, Louis Jordan and Charles Brown. He had a lifelong friendship and occasional partnership with Quincy Jones, and, Frank Sinatra even called Ray Charles the only true genius in show business. And always, Charles always downplayed this notion, but Billy Joel once said, "This may sound like sacrilege, but I think Ray Charles was more important than Elvis Presley." Well, he left us in 2004 from liver failure, and wherever you are now, buddy, hopefully you're playing something cool. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and move on to our next song. This is going to take us all the way to the Motor City, Detroit, Michigan, people. We're hitting Motown. So this is one of my favorites from the trio, the Supremes, with Diana Ross on the, on the lead. But I absolutely love this song. So stick around, listen to the song, and we'll talk about it when we come back. You're listening to Open Air Sonar. Here is the Supremes with Come See About Me.
To ease the fire that within me burns, it keeps
So that was the Supremes with Come See About Me from 1967. Um, founded as the Primettes in Detroit in 1959, the Supremes were the most commercially successful of Motown's acts and are to date America's most successful vocal group. Um, they had 12 number one singles on the Billboard Top 100, and most of these hits were written and produced by Motown's main songwriter and production team, Holland, Dozier, and Holland. And at their peak in the mid 60s, the Supremes rivaled the Beatles in worldwide popularity. Man, I mean, they were great. And it is said that their breakthrough made it possible for future African American R&B and soul musicians to find mainstream success. And everything that they've ever done has just been wonderful. And even Diana Ross, when she went into the 70s and went out on her own, she still blew audiences away by herself with not only her acting but her musical skills. She first started out as a receptionist at Motown and was asked to come in and sing a hook for a tune, and they just went nuts over her. And it's also said that when she was younger and she worked at Holland Department Store in Michigan, she was the first female of color to be let out and work on the floor. But, times have changed. At least I try to believe they are. I don't know, but it's one of my favorites, and, I'm sure that you like it as well. So we're going to go ahead and move on to our next song here. This is the guy who just personifies everything that is soul, man. I mean, this is the madman from Macon. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Otis Redding live at the Whiskey A Go-Go with Just One More Day. Stick around, and we'll talk about Otis. This is Open Air Sonar.
Now we're going to sing a soulful song, ladies and gentlemen, to everybody that is unhappy. And this song is something that everybody needs and everybody want it, and I've been trying to get it. It goes something like this. I've been missing you for so many days now. I keep wanting you, darling, in so many ways. I can't get you off of my mind, 'cause true love is so hard to find, and I want me another day. Ooh, I want me just one more day, darling. Darling, you can let me have another day, and I can do anything that you want me to do. Oh, the sweet things you used to do to me now, the kind word, don't say it. I can't forget those lovely days. But this is the price I'm about to pay. Ooh, I want another day, dog. You can let me have that one more day. Ooh, I need me one more day, dog. And I can be everything that you want me to be. Oh, man. Oh, God, man. I will do anything that you want me to do now. Sing anything that you want me to sing, yeah. I can buy you anything you want me to buy, and I'm gonna cherish you, baby, till the day I die, if you let me have another day. Ooh, I want me just one more day, darling. Darling, you can let me have another day, and I can be everything that you want me to be. Oh, oh.
to get me one more day now. You can let me have that one more day now. I want this day and the day after and the day after. And I want all the days and I want all. I want you here by my side and I don't want you to leave. My darling, I'm gonna love you for the rest of my life. I want this day and the day after and the day after. And I want all the days and I want all of them now. I want you here by my side and I don't want you to leave. And my darling, I want to love you for the rest of my life. But I'm trying to get me just one more day, honey. And you can let me have that one more day now. I want this day and the day after and the day after. And I want all the days and I want all of them now. I want you here by my side and I don't want. And only you can let me have that the one more day, Lord, yeah. I got to get me one more day, baby.
That was Otis Redding with his 1966 release, Just One More Day. So that song was originally released on the album Otis Sings Soul. It's a great song. I mean, whenever he sang it, it always just seems like he was filled with so much passion and, I mean, just rigor, man. And he's probably one of my all-time favorite singers of all time. He's one of the greatest singers in the history of American popular music, man. And, a seminal artist in soul music and rhythm and blues. Redding's style of singing gained inspiration from the gospel music that, preceded the genre. His singing style influenced many other soul artists of the 60s. And, he's just, he was born in Dawson, Georgia. And then at 2, the family moved to Macon, Georgia. And then Redding quit school at the age of 15 to support his family, working with Little Richard's backup band, the Upsetters. And, I think from there the ball, pretty rolled. And I always wondered if he would have lived, if he, could you imagine the records he could have put out? I mean, it was just amazing, amazing, amazing. So, and, unfortunately, in 1967, the band was traveling to a performance in Redding's Beechcraft, 818 airplane. And on December 9th, they appeared on the Upbeat television show produced in Cleveland. They played 3 concerts in 2 nights at a club called Leo's Casino. And after a phone call with his wife and children, Redding's next stop was Madison, Wisconsin. The next day, Sunday, December 10th, they were to play the Factory nightclub to the University of Wisconsin. And, the weather was poor with, heavy rain and fog. And despite warnings, the plane took off anyway. And unfortunately, we lost a great, great, great talented artist. I've always heard that, Otis was like one of the nicest guys in the world. He was 6'1", and I mean, he was just a great guy all the way around. So anyway, thank you, Otis, for the great songs. So I've got one more song for you before the break, and I'm going to give it to you. It's kind of a short one, but it's one of my favorites. And when we come back, we'll talk about it a little more. So this is the late, great Etta James singing I'd Rather Go Blind. This is Open Air Sonar.
than to see you walk away from me, child. Ooh. So you see, I love you so much that I don't want to watch you leave me, babe. Most of all, I just don't want to be free, no. Walk away from me, yeah. Ooh. Baby, 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 I'd rather be blind.
Jamesetta Hawkins was Etta James's, real name, her birth name. She was born January 25th, 1938. And she performed in various genres, including blues, R&B, soul, rock and roll, and jazz and gospel, and she was just an all-around talented lady. Although, she did face, numerous personal problems, including, serious heroin addiction, severe physical abuse and incarceration. She even went to jail, man. And, yeah, she was just, dude, I mean, that deep, earthy voice, bridged the gap between rhythm and blues and rock and roll. She won a total of 6 Grammys, and 17 Blues Music Awards, and was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1993. And Rolling Stone magazine even ranked her number 22 on its list of 100 greatest singers of all time. But again, she really had a lot of problems, from drug addiction to, just losing it, man. She was on heroin for a long time. But I will tell you, if you get the chance, watch her live set from the Montreal Jazz Festival from 1975, where she carries this song for about 8 minutes, and it's fucking amazing. The only thing is you can tell that she's really, really super high. But and unfortunately, she was diagnosed with leukemia in early 2011. And her son Danto even revealed that she received a diagnosis of Alzheimer's disease in 2008. And she died on January 20th, 2012. 5 days before her 74th birthday at Riverside Community Hospital in Riverside, California. And it came 3 days after the death of Johnny Otis, the man who had discovered her in the 1950s. 36 days after her death, her sideman Red Holloway also passed away. So this is a woman who really seen the shit, man. And, her funeral was presided over by, the Reverend Al Sharpton. And, all these other, people came out for her funeral. We had Stevie Wonder, Beyonce, Christina Aguilera, and they each gave a musical tribute. So anyway, thank you, Etta, for the good times, and wherever you are, I hope you're happy. But anyway, kids, we are going to go ahead and take a break now, and when we come back, I got a really funny-ass email to read you guys, and I don't know, you'll think it's funny. I think this guy's a fucking moron, truthfully, but we'll read it when we come back, and then we'll dig into some more songs, alrighty? And if you do want to send me an email, by all means, cryovato@gmail.com. A reply is guaranteed. So, on that note, enjoy the break, and we'll see you in a few.
Never can say goodbye. No, 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 no. Never can say goodbye. We
they can never get it back. And you're living real good. That ain't right.
A classic in the soul cinema genre, Coffee stars Pam Grier as a nurse out to exact vengeance on the drug dealers who hooked her little sister.
What would you do? Kill all of them?
Well, why not? Nothing else seems to do any good.
Posing as a junkie and a prostitute, she takes the law into her own hands.
This is the end of your rotten life, you motherfucker.
Released in 1973, Coffee was ahead of its time, pushing boundaries with its use of a strong female lead. Writer-director Jack Hill specifically wrote the part for Pam Grier, thus launching her career as a cult movie star.
I like that.
Quentin Tarantino was so inspired by the film that many years later, he relaunched Grier's career by writing the part of Jackie Brown for her.
You know just the words that turn me on. And I know what you want too, and you're gonna get it.
Coffee.
Child, things are gonna get easier. Ooh, child, things will get brighter. Ooh, child, things are gonna get easier. Ooh, child, things will get brighter. Someday, yeah, we'll put it together and we'll get it undone.
Okay, boys and girls, we are back. I hope you enjoyed the break. And we are halfway through our voyage through some of my favorite soul albums of all, songs of all time. And before actually we get into that, I wanted to read you an email that I received from a minister in Topeka, Kansas. Now, I'm not going to use his name, I'm just not a dick like that, so, whatever. But, and, I'm just not that guy. So anyway, he goes on to say that he caught his 16-year-old son listening to my show and how he disapproves of the context of my show. Apparently the cussing is a little too much for him, but would be willing to let his young ones listen to my show if I accepted Jesus Christ into my heart and focus on gospel and hymns. Thank you for your time. Okay, let's dissect this for a second. One, dude, I didn't tell you to, go buy your kids all the, phones and computers and all that nonsense. And at least I'm not the one that didn't put a parental lock on your damn computer. Right it says there's graphic language in this show. And, if you don't want your kids listening to this, then quit spoiling them, man, and quit buying them all this shit that they can, or at least monitor what they're doing. It's not my job to police your kids. I'm exercising my First Amendment right, and if you don't like it, you can eat shit, okay? And as far as being religious, I'm just not religious anymore, and that's fine. I figure if I'm a good person, nothing bad's gonna happen to me, right? But anyway, let's get rolling here with the next pick that I have for you. So, and yeah, again, if you want to send me an email and you want me to read it on air, I will. Please, cryovato@gmail.com. A reply is guaranteed. So, let's get into our next pick here. So, this is the 1973 release from Oakland-based band Tower of Power with one of their major hits, So Very Hard to Go. Stick around. You're listening to Open Air Sonar.
Ain't nothing I can say, nothing I can do. I feel so bad, yeah. I feel so blue. I got to make it right for everyone concerned. Even if it's me, if it means it's me, what's getting burned? 'Cause I could never make you unhappy. No, I couldn't do that, girl. Only wish I didn't love you so.
time would come, I'd have to pay for my mistake. I can't blame you for what you're doing to me, girl, even though my heart aches. Your dreams have all come true, just the way you planned them. So I'll just step aside. I'm gonna step aside and lend a helping hand then. 'Cause I could never make you unhappy. No, I couldn't do that, girl. Only wish I could love you so. Makes it so very hard to go. So very hard to go. 'Cause I love you so. So very hard to go. I love you so. I could never make you unhappy. No, I couldn't do that, girl. Only wish I did love you so. Makes it so very hard to go. So very hard to go. 'Cause I love you so. So very hard to go. I love you so. So very hard to go. And it ain't easy to walk away when a man loves somebody. Hey, hey, hey.
So that was Tower of Power with So Very Hard to Go. So that was their number one, their biggest hit that they ever did in the 70s. And man, I mean, the song speaks for itself. You know, I mean, super talented guys. You know, at first, when they first came out, they were called the Motowns. But, you know, they realized that they couldn't, you know, get into the playing the Fillmore with a name like the Motowns. So they changed their name, and you know, Tower of Power stuck, man. And, you know, all their albums have just been great. I mean, from East Bay Grease, you know, Bump City, and, you know, the Tower of Power eponymous EP, that's So Very Hard to Go, was released on in 1973. And, you know, Urban Renewal, you know, We Came to Play. These are all great, great albums. And, you know, once they got into the 80s and the 90s, I kind of lost track of them. I guess their music changed, and I didn't change with it. So be it, so be it, so be it. Anyway, all right, kiddies, let's get down to our next tune here. So what I pulled out for you. So I just wanted to tell you guys that I am pulling probably 95% of the music that you're hearing today out of my personal record collection here today. So you guys are getting the real deal. I put new cartridges on my turntable, and I hope it's sounding okay for you. So anyway, we are going to move on here. Here is Gladys Knight and the Pimps with Neither One of Us. This is Open Air Sonar.
It's sad to think we're not gonna make it, and it's gotten to the point
So that was the 1972 release of Neither One of Us Wants to Say It's the First Time to Say Goodbye. But the song was actually recorded by Gladys Knight and the Pips, on Motown Soul Records, and it became one of their biggest hit singles, and was also the last single the group released prior to them leaving Motown for Buddha Records in February of '73. The song is actually noted for the last line when Gladys Knight sings the song's title without saying the word goodbye right before the end of the song. And, it's just a great song. And, you could tell that she actually sings from the gut, and brings it out. And, the Pips, they were all cousins. And, I just kind of fell together, and, following the completion of the recording, Motown issued it for a promotional use in December of '72. And, not too long afterwards. And after negotiations with Motown broke down, the group was allowed to leave the label in '73, and shortly thereafter, the group signed a contract with, of course, Buddha Records, and and by that time, the song was already climbing the charts on both the pop and R&B charts, and it was a way to give the group their biggest hit since I heard it through the grapevine 6 years before, but it was a great song, and on March 17th, 1973, the song reached #1 on the Hot Soul single. And, a lot of people think that it, created a bridge between pop and R&B and soul. And it was one of my favorites. I actually took this copy from the 1974 edition of Soul Train with Don Cornelius, so it was a live set. Well, I guess as live can Soul Train can be, I guess. But anyway, I'm having a really good time with this one. I'm getting to pull a lot of great records, so I'm going to give you one of my favorite songs, and from one of my favorite groups, really. So this is the Staple Singers with their 1973 release, If You're Ready, Come Go With Me. And from the album, Be What You Are, was just phenomenal. So stick around, man, and see what we got to say about this number, okay? This is Open Air Sonar. I am Tony, and this is the Staple Singers with If You're Ready, Come Go With Me.
No
That was If You're Ready, Come Go With Me from the Staple Singers 1973 release, Be What You Are. You know, that band, I mean, just is all around great, man. I mean, they're perfect on their harmonies and everything, you know, with, Robot Pop Staple being the matriarch of the family, you know, and his three young daughters. And their also son Pervious, who was there for a little while. They just clicked, man. You know, signing their first, record deal. I think it was in 1955, and then just going from there, man. And I mean, going all out. And if you ever get the chance, by all means, they appeared in the movie, the 1976 documentary, The Last Waltz, about the band's final show at the Fillmores. But they're joined by the Staple Singers, and they do a version of The Wait that is just unbelievable. And I mean, there isn't a flaw in the entire song, and from beginning to end, it's just absolutely perfect. So if you get the chance, by all means, check that out. Go out, please buy Staple Singers records, because they're fucking great. All right. Anyway, we are going to move on. We got 2 songs left. I'm going to go ahead and give you guys one of my favorites, the 1971 release from Marvin Gaye, What's Going On? I don't know, you tell me. Anyway, stick around and we will find out what is going on, all right? This is Open Air Sonar.
Mother, there's too many of you crying. Brother, there's far too many of you dying. You know we've got to find a way to bring some loving here today. Yeah. Father, we don't need to escalate. You see, war is not the answer, for only love can conquer hate. You know we've got to find a way to bring some loving here today. Picket lines and picket signs, don't punish me with brutality. Talk to me so you can see what's going on. What's going on? Yeah, what's going on? Oh, what's going on? Right on. Right on. Right on. Everybody thinks we're at home. Oh, but who are they to judge us? Simply cause our hair is long. Oh, you know we've got to find a way. Bring some understanding here today. Picket line and picket signs, don't punish me with brutality. Come on, talk to me so you can see what's going on. Yeah, what's going on? Tell me what's going on. I'll tell you what's going on. Right on, right on. Right on.
So that was the 1971 edition of, oh my God, excuse me, of What's Going On by Marvin Gaye, also known as the Prince of Soul or the Prince of Motown. But God, he was great, and I mean, his producers really didn't want him to come out with this record because they thought that maybe, because the album itself was considered a concept album, with most of its songs, segueing into the next, and has been categorized as a song cycle. The album ends with a reprise of the album's opening theme, and they were afraid that these protest songs might tarnish his image as a sex symbol. And but the narrative established by the song is told from the point of view of a Vietnam veteran returning to his home country to witness hatred and suffering and injustice. And Gaye's introspective lyrics explore themes of drug abuse, poverty, and the Vietnam War. He also has been credited with promoting awareness of ecological issues before the public outcry over them had become prominent. And I think his producers were afraid that they would tarnish his sex symbol status. But anyway, poor Marvin was killed April 1st, 1984, the day before his 45th birthday, by his father, Marvin Gaye Sr., who was a pastor and didn't like him singing about the things that he did. So that's just one of those things that's hard to swallow. I mean, how can a child, a parent kill their own child? It just boggles the mind. Anyway, guys, a little thought out there that I'm going to put out there before I cut out now. Be good to each other. I mean, I know I might seem like a dick sometimes, but, sometimes people like me, you feel like the unappreciated scholar of what you do, so you shit on people that know less than you, and at least that's what my wife says. Anyway, be good to each other out there, and, if this music teaches us anything, it teaches us to love one another, all right? So, thank you for joining me this wonderful, wonderful day, and hopefully we'll see you all again next week. So, I'm going to leave now with the Queen of Soul, Miss Aretha Franklin herself, who I dedicate this show to, who died unexpectedly on August 16th, 2018. There's really not a whole lot I can say about this song, is that, it generally speaks for itself. Because the way she belted these tunes out was just remarkable. So this is the 67 release of I Never Loved a Man the Way That I Love You, from the very own Queen of Soul, Aretha Franklin. Take care of each other, everyone, and we'll see you next week on Open Air Sonar. And please don't be shy. Send me an email. Tell me what you think. Tell me you fucking hate me. Tell me whatever you want. I don't care. Just tell me, all right? Thank you for listening to Open Air Sonar, and we will see you all again real soon. Take care.